Hourglass is not the only body type. Some of us need to wake up and smell the coffee. Sis, you're not an hourglass. You're not an hourglass. You're not an hourglass. An hourglass. Throughout the years, there has been changes in the reigning most popular body type. It has evolved from the boyish, slim, petite figure that was reigning in the 1920s to the hourglass, narrow waist figure in the 1950s and 1960s. In the 1980s, you have the supermodel, athletic sort of figure, and now that brings us to the 2000s. Curves, large breasts, bum, back to that hourglass figure. Obviously, this is the Western world evolution of body types, but for us who are Black British, we're not so influenced by the popular body types back home in Africa. We are unfortunately under the influence of what you see in mainstream media, you know, the BBLs, the slim BBL, all of that stuff. Now, naturally, you're gonna find yourself trying to shape your body in the most trendiest body type to suit that hourglass, big breast, big bum body type. And over the years, I've had to tell myself, sis, you're not an hourglass. You're not a Coke bottle. You're not a figure eight. I've had to let go of the hourglass figure and smell the coffee. For me growing up, I had a very athletic build. I actually did athletics. I did track and field. I had broad shoulders. I had a little bit of muscle, at least in my opinion. Tall build, long feet. In the midst of all of that, I was still considered a little bit curvy. It was like this in between of like having a very athletic, tall build and upper body, and then having this thick bottom half. And as you can imagine, I didn't know what to do with that. I hated my shoulders so much. Honestly, take a moment to thank God for my mum, because she helped me through my body confidence. And as you can see, my body has changed through the years. When I got into my 20s and I left my teens, I was not as slim as I used to be. I wasn't even as athletic as I used to be. Obviously, as a woman, you know, your body changes. As I moved to sixth form, I still had an athletic build, but you know, my bottom half was getting a little bit thicker. Going to uni, it's the same thing. And it's when I came out of uni, started dating, the stresses of life started to hit me, got married, had a kid. Yeah, I don't look the same. And I'm okay with that. Now, with a popular body type, one that most girls desire or one that media is pushing, comes with dressing to suit that body type, even if it's not your body type. When I was younger, call it secondary school first, I just slapped on bodycon. Everything was bodycon. And around that time, it was very much dressing for the male gaze, dressing to appeal to men, dressing to get their attention. And when I was young, I have so many memories of just walking past corner shops, walking past barbers and getting attention from men. I think a lot of women can relate. You just knew that when I dress like this is the attention that I get. And that's another story, because that used to mess with me because I didn't want to get that attention, but at the same time, it filled my value. It made me kind of resent my body, drawing an attention that wasn't glorifying to God. It made me feel a little bit harloted, but at the same time, I didn't know how else to dress during those times. Dress for the male gaze, that's what we were all trying to do. And so my dressing was very much bodycon, trying to have this hourglass figure. I'm sure I could have got away with clothing that suits an hourglass body, and I did to a certain extent, but I was never an hourglass. And for a lot of us, that is our reality. In not dressing for my body type, a lot of my clothing and especially my shoes were very uncomfortable. I had size 8 feet, always found it hard to find my shoes, and I would force my feet into shoes that weren't my size to fit into the latest trends. And so my style was very uncomfortable. It was always about showing off my body and trying to look more petite. Obviously, I'm older now, but when I look back, I can only imagine what my influences were and what I was seeing in media. And that's why now, as I get older, I'm really starting to hate trends. I'm asking myself, who started that? And why do I have to follow that? If you've watched any videos on my channel of late, I've dwelled a lot into certain trends like romanticizing your life, finding the one, you know, things such as that, because it's like, who is starting these things? What's the purpose and how is it affecting my life? Often enough, you find that most trends tend to have a negative effect on our lives. How I see my body now is I'm definitely not an hourglass. I'm more like a rectangle or even an inverted triangle. I think it really dawned on me after I had my child. Obviously navigating my postpartum body, and I'm still navigating my postpartum body. I just felt like some of the dresses that I've bought over the years just wasn't flattering or shaping or complementing my body. as it used to. Now that I've identified that my body type definitely isn't an hourglass, I've really enjoyed my dressing more. When I started having more fun with my style, I realized that, oh, this fits my body. It's like when you move from skinny jeans to a more straight leg, and it's like, oh, actually, this makes more sense. You realize that even the dresses that are more like bodycore, more fitted, more tight, are always the cheaper sort of clothing that you need to get quickly, and the clothing that invests more or it works more to your body type and shapes different bodies is a little bit more higher and a little bit more expensive, but we'll get into that in a second. I think there's a need to reconcile that all body types are beautiful and not just the one that media pushes or that social media pushes. And I think that's something that we actually need to remind ourselves so that we can have a little bit of love for our own bodies. I think it's more about knowing how to dress for your body type as opposed to desiring someone else's body type or the mainstream body type. Once I realized that I was more of a rectangle, like, not that it's based on this, but even the compliments that I get on my dressing started to increase. People realize, oh, because you're dressing more for what actually suits your body. Even when it comes to traditional wear, dressing for traditional weddings, things such as that, the standard thing that we would tend to do is do a corset style. I've realized even for myself that I can get away with corset because I have a little bit of something going on below. But for a lot of us women who aren't as curvy or don't have an hourglass or maybe a pear sort of figure, at times the corset doesn't even work for us, doesn't even complement our body. Trying to find inspo from other places, trying to find inspo that actually suits different body types and not just hourglass, and I find it hard each time because of what we see, because of what is pushed in our faces. And sometimes it may be because of our algorithm, who we follow, with not always following girls who look like us or people who look like us. We're following people who we want to look like. I think it really is about just knowing how to dress for your figure, and that's my thing now, like comfortability, dressing for my body type. I remember buying a dress and it didn't suit me the way it looked like on another influencer. We don't have the same body, and I realized that, bro, I'm just buying something thinking that it will look like how it looks like on her, on me. And that's what a lot of brands do, is like obviously a marketing trick. Use a model that someone would aspire to look like, in essence. When you're being influenced, just consider the fact that, do we even look the same? And so would it even look the same on me? I feel like media and brands don't help because they're gonna push what they know to be desired. Even black women, we are not all slim thick. You know what I mean? Some of us are slender, some of us are tall, some of us are petite. We don't all look like that. And that's what majority of brands are creating. Especially the affordable brands tend to create what is mainstream and what is desired. So when you go a little bit higher end, you find that you move away from popular mainstream body type, and sometimes for some of us that's better than to shop at the places that are only going to give us something that doesn't suit our body type. As you get older and you realize there's more fun to be had with style, there's a better way that you can flatter your body and show off your body in a modest, beautiful way, but in a way that you are still comfortable. To a certain extent, we really need to accept our body type, who we are and what we look like, and how sometimes that does not coincide with what is reigning, what is trending, or what is popular. As we accept our body type, we can dress for our body type and we can really enjoy it and have fun with it. Hourglass is not the only figure in this world, neither is it the best figure. It's just one of the figures. Your body type is what God created you to be, and just come into a place where we understand that this is the body God has given me, and so I'm going to take care of it and I'm going to love it in the way that's most glorifying to God, but I'm also going to make sure that I actually look good and it's actually flattering for my body. So if you're going to take away anything from this, babe, hit that hourglass dress down. I'm joking, don't put it down, but if you're going to use it, do it in a way that suits your body. The body that you have is beautiful, so dress for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys in another video. I didn't even say, did you guys like the look? Period.